What does it mean to be inspired in the world of animation today? That's a question that has many different answers depending on who you ask. For me, animation has had a bit of a facelift in recent years, not in the typical way we would all think, like the enhancements of computer graphics and so on. No, it's taken a more human touch for improvement. Some might even say a more traditional route to the elevation of the art form. I remember when I was really young, watching animated movies. I would get to the end of the credits or read the art of books and wonder inwardly, imagine what an animated film would look like if every frame was a painting come to life. Today's short video was inspired by a new trailer for the movie The Wild Robot, which by now I'm sure many of you have seen. Indeed, I've watched the trailer at least 10 times by the time of this recording. Now, to say that this trailer is amazing would be an understatement. It's yet another example of a painting come to life. As a professional animator working in the industry, I'm completely in awe. I love the fact that so many animated films are going down this path, a path that I like to refer to affectionately as perfect imperfection. To illustrate what I'm talking about, let's take a look at a shot in the trailer that most might overlook. Right now, we are only around 30 seconds into the trailer, and you can already see the painterly style of this film. Now, the interesting thing is that in the past, with previous animations, the efforts would have been to go into a scene like this and try to make the leaves on the trees look as realistic as possible. But when you actually take the time to look at this, what you'll find is the whole thing feels like it's been done by an artist's paintbrush. Yet it's entirely CG, but made to feel like it was done by human hands. It's detailed in some areas and sparse in others. You can see the same example here in the shot with the lynx. At least I think that's what it looks like anyway. But if you were to just freeze frame on this, it looks like it was done by a fine illustrator. Like the whole thing is completely beautiful, and it looks like it came out of an art of book. I mentioned perfect imperfection here again because if you take a look at the leaves, it's almost as though they've been left incomplete on purpose. The details are impressionist rather than accurate, and that is a choice. The same choice rings true in other movies of this artistic type. It's the choice to have insane painterly brushstrokes in the world of Puss in Boots, the zany, rule-breaking style of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles character design, and of course, where would we be without the jaw-dropping god-level feats achieved by the likes of Spider-Verse? Funnily enough, I also happened to watch the trailer for Across the Spider-Verse like 10 times. Curiously, with these kinds of films, they appear, in my opinion, to be the first kinds of CG animated films that will likely never age. What exactly do I mean by this? Well, let's take a look at the first Toy Story. Even though the story is still good and leaves us with a feeling of nostalgia, it is very much dated by today's standard of hyper-realistic CG imagery. Just take a look at this scene from Toy Story 4 by contrast. It certainly holds up in the year 2024. One day, however, it too will look dated. The point here is that paintings, illustrations, or impressionistic works will never go out of style or favor with the human imagination. Today, people still travel hundreds of miles to go and see the Mona Lisa or admire Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night. Am I comparing these new kind of animated films to the likes of Van Gogh, Rembrandt, or Leonardo da Vinci? Not exactly. I merely point out that this new direction for animated aesthetic may prove to be as timeless as something like Starry Night. The deliberate imperfection of Miles Morales, misshaped eyes, the watercolors of Gwen's world, the sketched look of the vulture, all serve to give precedent to art over technology. Unlike technology, art never ages, art never fades, and art ultimately never looks dated. I guess in this short video, I wanted to get some of my feelings out there about what's been happening in the world of animation lately. There's all this talk about the state of the industry, what with the recent Hollywood strikes and huge layoffs in the video games industry. There's also been many a conversation among my fellow animators about Sora and the supposed looming threat of AI. To be honest, I find myself feeling not too worried. I guess these tools will have their place, but to be honest, I'm not nearly qualified enough to speak on that, so I'll leave it there for now. With the kind of fervent vigor and excitement in which I watched the trailer for The Wild Robot, I have to say that I'm feeling more warmly towards the industry than I did a few months ago. I'm looking forward to seeing a huge resurgence and possibly a boom in creative industries going forward. I hope against hope that I'm not wrong, but this trailer does look absolutely fantastic. Combined with the music, it was brilliantly executed. Last week, I went with my family to see a private screening of a movie I worked on. Seeing the look of pride and admiration in the loved ones of those who worked on the film was heartwarming and inspiring. It's safe to say that I'm feeling hopeful that animators and other artists alike aren't going to be replaced anytime soon. Perhaps I'm being naive, but it's like I said, I'm just hopeful and inspired. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I've been the Animator's Headspace, and you've been wonderful. Thank you for your time. Now go watch the trailer for The Wild Robot again. It's really, really good. Bye.